This is a 2025 Mazda 3. I'm going to show you around this car and see if it's actually worth getting or not. So let's jump right into the exterior. I actually love the way this car looks. It's sleek, modern, and attractive. I think it looks better in hatchback form than sedan form. These rear lights look great, and I love how the turn signals fade. I love the dual exhaust in the back, and the black wheels on this trim give it a nice touch. Next, we'll head inside. It's a decent place to be, not high-end, not cheap. Only the lowest of the 7 trims has cloth. Once you step up to the S-Select Sport trim and higher, you get leatherette or leather seats. One neat little feature is you can divide the center console into different sizes using these little dividers that are removable. This lid can slide forwards and backwards as well. You do have to slide it back though in order to open it up, which is a little weird. Onto the tech. You get a basic center display here, just like in the CX-90 I reviewed a few months ago. You have to use the dial in the middle to navigate. It is not a touchscreen. Oddly, only the top 2 trims, which have the turbo engine, come with a touchscreen. You get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, built-in Alexa. You have 2 USB-C ports, and you can get a wireless charger on other trims. You get standard radar cruise control and your basic safety features like blind spot monitoring and rear traffic alert. If you step up to the highest trim, you get Mazda's version of auto steering. Kinda sucks that none of the other trims can come with it. The gauge cluster is super basic. Only the center section is a screen, and it doesn't display much of anything. Just trip information, a physical or digital speedometer, and your car's blind spots or following distance when using cruise control. You can get a heads-up display on some higher trims as well, so that will display some additional information. You get manual seats in the lower 2 trims. All the other trims come with 8-way power seats and are heated. Moving on to the powertrain, you get 2 engine options here, and there's even a trim which comes with a manual transmission. I have the base 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, which comes out with 191 horsepower and 186 pound-feet of torque. The turbo 2.5 liter comes with a 250 horsepower engine and 320 pound-feet of torque. That is a huge difference. You can get these cars in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The turbo models only come in all-wheel drive, and the trim with the manual is only front-wheel drive with the base engine, so that's a little disappointing. The base engine with front-wheel drive can get up to 27 city, 35 highway, 30 combined. The manual transmission has the same combined, but slightly better highway mileage and slightly less city. The turbo engine gets 23 city, 31 highway, 26 combined. This car shines when you're driving it on windy roads. It handles extremely well, I believe best in its class. It is surprisingly tight and nimble. Not too much body roll here. The car feels pretty sedated with the base engine. The manual adds a little spice to it, but the turbo model is the one to get. You'll have a lot more fun while also getting a ton of extra features. Next is Practicality. It's a 4-door hatchback, so you know it's going to be pretty practical. It's not huge in the rear, and it is a little tight, and not really much to talk about back here. All you get is an armrest. The hatch is nice because you can load taller items than if you had the sedan. You also get a real spare tire under here. And you can lower the seats for a large cargo space. This car starts at $24,950, which is a really good deal. This one with the better seats and nicer wheels is just a grand more, which I think is worth it. The highest Turbo Premium Plus trim starts at $36,950. That's a lot more, but it comes fully loaded with good performance, all-wheel drive, and plenty of features. So honestly, the most notable feature of this car is the fact that you can get it with a manual. Other than that, it's just a pretty good car. Nothing really stands out, but there aren't really any shortcomings. I don't have any crazy issues with this car. The gauge cluster is very lackluster, and I'm surprised how little information it can display. It is a screen after all, so I don't think it should be that difficult to program it to show additional information. There are full gauge cluster screens in other models that show more information, so I'm surprised that the Mazda 3 doesn't get that. The smaller non-touchscreen display in the middle is pretty annoying to use. Everything is done with the dial, which requires additional steps for simple functions, as opposed to just having a touchscreen that you can just touch. You do have shortcut buttons here that help, but come on, everyone has a touchscreen. You don't need to gatekeep Mazda. And there you have it. The Mazda 3 is still a very fun, affordable car. It's a little basic, but it comes with what you need, and it's nice that you can get it with a manual. If you like review videos like these, check the videos that I have on screen.